Now let's begin solving the practice problem of level 3. So in 3.1, we have to create these two cylinders first, then we'll create the middle part, and then we'll add this trapezoidal shape and pattern it. On top plane, let's begin the sketch. First, I will draw a center line whose length is given here, 164. Now I will add circle whose diameter is 16. Same is over here. Now let's also add the inside circle having diameter 7.5. And now let's add offset that the center line by the distance. That is half of this diameter 16. So it is 8. Or you can simply draw the line over here. Let's say bidirectional and click OK. So ultimately, it's going to give you the same outcome. So let's give you the extrude. This time I will choose mid plane and the depth will be 20. Now let's reuse same sketch and extrude again. We'll choose these middle regions, but the depth is 12. Now let's add the trapezoidal shape by creating sketch on this face. So let's add trapezoidal shape. This is 2. Height is 2.5. Now let's create center line and make these two edges symmetric. From here to here it is 18. Now let's add angular dimensions 40. Now let's close the button and extrude. Let's go up to surface because depth is not given. Now let's create a linear pattern. So select this edge. Now here the arrow is in a wrong direction, so let's flip it. Now we require 24 teeth and in between the distance is 6. So let's select the feature and right click. So look at from top view and compare with the PDF file given. Now let's find the mass property, the volume. So here it is 38144 and the same answer given in solution file. So model is correct. Let's try to solve problem 3.2. Here we have given height 35 and detail view regarding these protrusions. So total depth is 80. So let's try to solve this problem. Open the sketch on front. Make sure these two lines are equal and value is 1. From top to bottom, height is given 35. From here to here, it is given as 5. Second, the angle given is 93. Similarly, this angle is given 87. So let's draw center line. Let's trim this part. Now select this, and this. Now click on linear sketch. It is going in a wrong direction, so flip the directions and add total 12 and click OK. So click this line, control, and click this point and coincident. Now let's try to extend the line. This time, let's trim this. Here, let's extend again. Let's extend that line and make the profile complete. So let's extrude. Depth is 80. Now let's find the volume. So answer is 98478.58 and the solution answer is 479. So it is perfectly fine. So our model is correct. Now let's try problem 3.3. Here we'll create the outer circle, then we'll offset it by 6 and gradually we try to add these circles, and finally we are going to add this vertical rib and we'll pattern it, and then we'll add this keyway. So on a front plane, let's add circle whose diameter is 8 and let's make it construction circle. Now let's offset by 6. Not bidirectional, only one directional. Now from there, let's offset again. It is having value 6.5. Reverse it and click OK. Now let's add one more circle having offset distance 2.5 inside. And let's also add circle in the center whose diameter is 16. Another circle diameter 28. Let's also offset the circle by 2.5. Now let's draw center line. Now let's draw a line. Now let's give the diameter dimensions 5. Now let's mirror their line. Let's make it vertical. Now let's extrude. By 18. This one and center part. So right click mid plane and this is total 18. Let's extrude other things. This ring, and later we'll extrude this part so that we have a separate feature to create a pattern. So here from offset surface, this is our first part. Let's go systematically. Instead, offset from surface, this is one. For direction 2, offset surface, select this one. Now let's go use the same sketch again. This time I will choose this rib part. So instead, same, let's go from up to surface. So this is the conditions. So same for direction 2 up to surface, that is this one. So now we have a separate rib feature over here. Now let's create a circular pattern. I will use this cylindrical surface as a reference. So total we have 8, and let's select this one and right click. Now we have to add radius there of value 2, total 32. So let's add fillet of value 2. So look at this toolbar which offer a very quick way to select all the edges. So let's go and see. So total there are 32, which is given in the sketch. So let's click OK. Now let's add slot over here. So let's add center line. Let's add rectangle. Let's make them symmetric about center line. So this is 3. And from here to this, it is total 10. Now let's convert and try to trim the remaining part. Now let's go over here and create extrude cut. Let's select through all, right click, OK. So only one thing remains is to create the teeth on the periphery. So let's select the front plane and start the sketch. So here, let's draw a center line. Let's select the midpoint line whose dimension is 4. Now let's add trapezoidal lines. Now let's convert into entities and trim the remaining part. Now let's add the angle between these two lines, which read 40. Again, let's make these two lines symmetric about center line. And let's add from here to here perimeter of a circle. So this is 6. Let's click on extrude. select this region. Let's first select the region. Now let's go select offset from surface. So this is our surface and the value is 2. Let's go offset from here. Okay. Now for surface 2, this is the surface we required. So be careful what you select. Now let's create the circular pattern. The outer diameter will work as a reference for creating center axis. So there are total 24 teeth. Let's select this and right click. Now let's measure the mass. So it comes out 81673 and in the solution file it is given at 601. So let's find the difference. So 81601 divided by 81673.08. So it is 0.999, which is less than 1% error. So this value is correct. Let's solve problem 3.4. Here the cross section is given and the length of the bar is 110. So let's solve this. Now open the sketch either on right or front. Let's start with the front plane. Now let's pick up the center rectangle. Here dimension is given 2.50. Now let's change the unit precision. So let's make this line equal. Let's add circle whose diameter is 2. Now from here, so from here to here it is 1.5. From here to here it is 2. So let's draw a center line. Let's make this line and this line collinear and let make these two lines symmetric. So this line and this line equals. Let's make this line and this line equal. Okay, let's add one more center line and provide the diameter distance 2. So this line and this line equals. And finally, we need to add the distance between these two lines, which is 1.5. Sorry, let's create the circular pattern of the sketch. So let's select the circular sketch pattern, select the point. So total there are 4. Right, and entities to pattern is this one, is and right click. So let's go and extrude. Let's reverse and add the distance 110. Now let's add radius 0.25. So there are total 36 radii. So let's add the fillet of value 0.25. So there are total 36 edges, so which match with our selection, and go ahead and click OK. Otherwise, imagine it requires a lot of time to select these 36 edges. So that pop-up toolbar, quick selection toolbar is very helpful. Now let's measure the volume. Here it is 9920.85 and actual answer is 9921. So it is completely matching with the given answer. Let's solve problem 3.5, which is a simple case of a single extrusion. So start sketch on a front plane. The first circle is of 115, second is of 32, and third is of 80, which is construction circle, which work as a PCD. Now let's create. Here we can either create a cut over here and place the circle and create the circular pattern of those things. So let's try in that way. Second center line and third reference line, which is exactly at 30 degree. So let's first place the corner. So let's make these two vertical line symmetric. So this is 10, this is 8. Now let's add the circle over here, whose diameter is 15. Now let's create a circular sketch pattern. For that I need to select this reference point. So select this circle, then this line, this line, this line, and this line. Now let's extrude the common region. Now the depth is 15. Either you create a first disc, then add the hole and create the circular pattern. But in that way we have a more feature. Now let's measure the volume. So it is 13212. So it is exactly same answer given in solution file. So our model is correct. Now let's try problem 3.6. So now front plane, open the sketch. Instead of hexagon, let's create pentagon and diameter is given 35. Make sure this edge is horizontal. Let's draw a circle whose diameter is 125 and it is construction circle. So let's draw vertical line, another line, but at a 72 degree. So let's mirror that line as well. Let's draw one more center line. An angle between them is 72. So let's mirror that line again. So we have an intersection. Now let's place the radius is 15, diameter is 30. Or you can create a sketch pattern. Now let's add small circle over here. Now select them and make them equal. Now diameter is 16. Now let's add 3-point radius. Radius having value 50. Now let's make these two tangent. Okay, now let's create a circular pattern. And this time we'll have a 5 segment. Now let's extrude. And the depth is 10 millimeter. Now let's measure the volume. So here it is 108939, and it is exactly the same answer given in solution file. So model is correct. Now let's solve problem 3.7. Here it is very simple shape. Only thing is we need to create the either sketch pattern, or you can create a pattern features. So let's try. So let's click on top plane. Let's choose center rectangle, or you can use corner rectangle. Let's try corner rectangle. So dimension is 180, 260. Now the fillet is 15. Now let's extrude this part by 10. Now on this face, let's create new sketch. So let's drop a circle over here whose diameter is 25. So from here to here it is 45. And from the edge it is given typical dimension 40. So let's extrude cut this. Now let's create the linear pad. So select this edge, make sure the arrow is pointing in the right direction. For second, select on this direction. Okay, so it is going in a correct directions. Now on direction 1, we require total 4 including seat, and distance between all of them is 60. So here it is again, distance is 45, but total is 3. Let's select this and right click. So here, let's measure the mass properties. So volume is 407,163, and the answer is same 407,164. So it is completely match. Let's solve problem 3.8. It's a very simple problem. We'll create this ring, and we'll drop these two circle at the top, and then we'll pattern it. So open the sketch on front plane, draw the circle, diameter is 115, another circle having diameter 90. Now let's extrude. The depth is 10. Now let's add the remaining. Let's draw center line. Let's also draw horizontal center line. Let's create the angle is 60 as given. So here on this we are going to create a circle. Diameter 9, another is of 16. So let's extrude first. Let's reverse it, and thickness is again same, 10 millimeter, and click OK. Expand the same sketch, this time extrude cut. Let's select the region. Now let's create a circular pattern. For that, select the inside surface. So there are total 6 such instances, and select these two. Feature and faces, this one, and outer extrusion. So our answer is completely right. So solution answer is little bit off.